Okay, so now you see that I am at the official Shopify website. Okay, so the very first step, you need to have a Shopify account. Now, creating an account is entirely free. Shopify gives you a 14-day trial, so take advantage of this. Now, you can actually use this 14 days or 2 weeks to create your store, upload your store, make sure everything, upload your products, and make sure everything is in place and ready to go before you purchase a plan and launch your store. Okay, so what you do here is simply you click on start free trial, and you have to key in your email address, password, and your store name, create your store, and you're good to go. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll come back after I've created my account. Alright, so I have typed in my credentials, and now we are in the next step. Okay, so all these are very basic information. Tell a little about yourself. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you choose, just I will just click on this. I'm just playing around, and I don't need all this, so basically I may just go with I'm not selling products yet. Okay, so yes, I have a product and will be ready to launch in a few weeks, and let's say I'm just getting started. Okay, and I'm not designing for a client. Okay, so click next. Then once again, we just key in all these credentials. Okay, so let me do that and I'll come back. Success. So right now, if you see this, it means that you have successfully created your Shopify account. Congratulations. Okay, so you see that pretty much everything is empty now. Okay, now we'll begin talking about the navigation first, because you need to have a basic understanding of the fundamentals. Okay, you need to just familiarize with all this first. Of course, it's gonna take time, but don't rush into it, because if you do, you just confuse yourself. My recommendation is understand all this, then we'll start building the store. So I'll quickly touch on this now. Okay, so right now we are back in the Shopify back end. Okay, so what you do is you click on online store over here. Okay, and you see this page over here. So this is where we are able to play around with our teams. Okay, so you see the current team. This is the default team that Shopify gives you, the debut team. Okay, now if you scroll down, you take a look, there's an option to go into team library, or explore free teams, or purchase a paid team. Okay, so we are going to start with exploring free teams here. Okay, so far everything's very straightforward. So these are all the free teams that Shopify offers you. Okay, simple, pop, boundless, venture, debut, jumpstart, supply, narrative, Brooklyn, and minimal. So they haven't changed for a few years already. These are all the most common free teams. That's another thing you need to know about as well, because since they only offer these 10 different teams, it means that you're going to have many thousands and thousands of stores that are going to look similar, highly similar, if not the same, because everyone using the same theme. So if you want to differentiate yourself and you have the budget, we strongly recommend you to visit the theme store and select a premium theme where you can mold and set up to be your own style, to have your own style, your own branding. Okay, so right now we are in the marketplace for the themes. This is where you can actually buy a theme for yourself. Now there's also another good thing about this, is that you can actually upload the theme. You can, over here you see this, you can click on try theme. You can upload the theme into your store first, don't have to pay a single cent. Try it out, see how it works, see whether you like the layout. Then after that, you can purchase the license to officially use the theme. Otherwise, it's just going to be a preview mode. You are not able to launch your store with the premium theme if you don't pay for it. You can also click on, so for example, if I'm interested in Blog Shop, $160, a spacious grid style theme with bold hero imagery, I can firstly click on view demo. That's what I'll do, to have a preview of how it looks like. Okay, so you see immediately it has a very strong branding to this. Okay, and of course different stylistic layout, blocks, the fonts, Of course, you need to have an eye for design as well, and your images are very important as well. But different premium team offers different styles and customization options. Let's say one difference I can give you comparing a premium and a free theme. Most premium themes will have a section for Instagram feed, meaning that if you have an Instagram account, you can link the account to your store and the feed will show up here. But many free themes, they don't have this option, so you cannot display this. Okay, so this will, in turn, when you think of the user experience, definitely if you have something like this, it's gonna boost your branding even more. So that's another advantage of a premium theme. Okay, so we are not going to go long into the theme choices and all that. For this, we are just going to use the basic debut theme. Okay, I'm still gonna show you how to create an optimized and a beautiful store using a free theme. Okay, so this is also to cater to you guys who are on a budget as well. My message is you still can build a very powerful store and profitable store with a free theme. So don't be too concerned or worried if you're not able to pay for a premium theme. Okay, so now we are going to talk about Shopify's navigation. So right now you see we are in our Shopify store once again. I'll just click on home. Home always brings you back to the home page. Now if you have down the road, if you have a active store making sales, generating revenue, things like that, you actually see more things over here, including your sales results, analytics, and things like that. Okay, so don't be too concerned about the home page for now. Okay, you can click on all these articles. Okay, it will help you with your fundamentals. If you have the time, I recommend you to read all these suggested reading, video instructions, and things like that. Okay, so next we're going to talk about, so we just go down the row like that. Orders is the section where you view your orders. So once you get your first sale, you will receive a notification here. Let's say you get your first sale, you see one appear over here. Okay, right now you won't see anything because we are just beginning. So you click on orders. This is where you manage your orders, where you fulfill your orders, where you leave notes for customers, you check the order details and things like that. Okay, if you click on drafts, this is not used much unless you want to create orders and invoices. This is more for merchants who are not using a Shopify app to manage their orders. Next, if you click on abandoned checkout, this is important. This is where you view people who abandon their carts. Okay, so abandoned carts means that if somebody clicked add to cart for a certain product but they did not complete the purchase when they were in the they were in the checkout page to complete credit card details, for example, okay, they chose to leave the page, okay, for some reason or other, Shopify will record that and it will be recorded as an abandoned checkout, abandoned cart. Okay, so this is where you view your abandoned carts. So that's for orders. Next we talk about products. If you click on products, this is where you traditionally add your products, you upload your products. Okay, we won't talk about transfers, inventory, and gift cards because these are more advanced features that is not suitable for every merchant. Most people, they are just looking into products and collections. Okay, so we'll talk about collections. Okay, so for collection, this is where you sort and organize your products. Okay, so imagine you have 100 products and you're a general store. Let's say you want to create separate collections for the different products. Let's say I want to have one collection for pet supplies, one collection for beauty, health and beauty, one collection for men's fashion, one collection for automotive products, and one collection for tech products. This is where I create my collections and where I sort the correct products to the collections. I hope this makes sense. Okay, so far so good. Home, orders is where you view your orders. Products is where you upload products, manage your products, add images to your products, add descriptions to your products, create your collections, sort products to the correct collections. Okay, Customers is where you, as the name implies, view information about your customers. So this is also a more advanced feature that you only work on this section really when you already have a store up and running. Okay, so we won't talk about this section as well. Analytics, we won't touch much on this as well, because starting out when you're building a store, you will not be getting any analytics because you have not driven any traffic. Okay, but when you're getting sales and when you're actually running the store, the analytics become the most important section of your entire store, because it gives you the insights, the information you need to understand your customers and to improve upon your store. Just take note of that. Okay, so under analytics, there are different information. Dashboard is the general overview, reports, and live view. Live view is where you click on it, you can see whether there are people actually surfing your store right now. Okay, so that's for analytics. Marketing is where you can actually use this section to promote your products. This is a new section recently launched last year. Discounts is where you can create a discount code. So if you ever want to create any discount codes for your customers, this is where you do it. When you click on apps, this is a very important section to understand. You'll be heading over to this section a lot when you're creating your store, because we will be adding several sales conversion apps from the Shopify app store itself. Okay, so this is a very important section. Right now there are no apps, but later on when we start adding the apps, you'll be able to see the different apps over here. And also this is where you go into the apps itself. Okay, so this, whenever let's say you want to head over to overload or product reviews, you have to click on apps first, then you could head into the apps itself. Okay, so that is the basic navigation with regards to all this. Next, we'll talk about your sales channel. Now, sales channel is very straightforward. You click on this, it allows you to add different sales platforms. The most common ones are Facebook. If you want to integrate your Facebook page, if you want to integrate Instagram, some people want to integrate Amazon and eBay. Okay, so this is also, we talk about all this only after you have created your Shopify store. Now next, and this is the last part with regards to navigation, is regarding your online store. So this is also another section where you will be spending a lot of time on. In fact, the most time on when you're creating your store. Okay, so just to quickly touch on them, because we will still come back to this. Online store is the same as themes. This is where you, as we mentioned earlier, view your themes, but more importantly, this is where you customize your theme, and this is where you will click on preview a lot of times, because you want to have a preview on how your store looks like after you customize your theme. Okay, you click on blog posts. If you're writing any blog posts, blog articles, this is where you add them. Pages is another one that we'll come to a lot. This is where you add the key information in your page, in your store, including for example, about us, or people like to call it your story, our story, the contact us page, the frequently asked questions page, shipping information page, things like that. Okay, now navigation is where, and this people get confused with navigation and pages and collections. Whenever you create a collection, okay, it will not appear in your store yet. Whenever you create a page, it will not appear in your store yet. The users, the customers, they won't see it. You have to come to navigation, then add the correct pages and the correct collections to the menus, which will in turn show up in your store. So this one you'll be able to understand more clearly as I work on the store later on. Domains, if you click on domains, this is where you purchase your domain name. Okay, right now the default domain name is always the one with .myshopify.com. Okay, this is not professional, so you definitely want to either buy a domain here or from an external site like GoDaddy, then connect it here, or transfer domain if you were using another platform earlier. Okay, and preferences is where firstly you add your title and meta description. This is for SEO. Google Analytics account if you want to link it here. Facebook pixel if you are connecting your Facebook page account. And password protection. This is also where people have a hard time finding when they want to disable their password, so that customers can actually view their store, or people can view their store, because by default Shopify will require people to enter a password to view your store when you're still in the trial period. So you can see here that I will not be able to disable the password because I have not purchased a plan yet. Okay, then under settings, this is basically where you set up information on shipping, the payment providers, files and things like that. So let me talk about all this only when we are in the process of building the store. I don't want to confuse you with too much right now. These cases, you have to add products using the traditional method, which is you click on products, click add products, and you have the editor over here, complete the forms, and then save the product, and that's how you add one product. Okay, alternatively, if you have many products, you can actually, and this will save you a lot of time, have all the products, key in all the product informations into an Excel spreadsheet using the Shopify template, of course, which you can get from their site, and then convert to CSV format, then upload. This will be a much easier way, but we are not going to talk about all that because those are more advanced stuff. Right now we are focusing, for the purpose of this video, we are going to use the Oberlo app. Oberlo allows us to find products to sell on Shopify. Okay, so what we do now is we click on apps, and you see Oberlo over here. This is a free app, free to use app. Of course, there are paid plans, but they are not necessary for now. So you click on the app. The process of adding apps is the same, no matter what type of app it is. Okay, so find products to sell on Shopify. I click on add app. Okay, so very quickly we are taken into the dashboard. Okay, so this is where we can start adding products. So I'm gonna show you how. Okay, by the way, you can refer to this. Okay, the progress bar, create a Shopify store, done. Connect your Shopify store, done. Add your first product and make your first sale. Okay, so I can actually click on this. It's very straightforward. Find products. So it will take me to the page to find products. Okay, so right now you can see a whole range of different products. So for the purpose of this video, let's say I want to create 5 collections. So I'll have men's clothing and accessory, women's clothing accessories, toy and hobby, beauty and health, and watches. Okay, and I want 2 products for each collection. Okay, so that is just going to give me a basic idea of the kind of products I want. So firstly, I just click on men's clothing and accessories. Okay, so let's say we take a look at the products. We scroll through, and let's say I like this ethnic 2019 men's African suits. Okay, so what I'll do is click add to import list. Okay, and I want another product. Let's say this jacket looks good, so click on import list. Okay, I'll go back. I'll click on women's clothing accessories. So as the merchant, you have a much better direction and idea in mind of what kind of products you want to have. Okay, so let's say I will add this, and I will add this. Okay, and then I'll go back to home. I want once again 2 products for toys and hobbies. Okay, so I'll add these 2. And once again, this is all subjective and depends on what kind of store you want to have. For the purpose of this course, I'm just showing you how we are going to do it in terms of adding products. So for health and beauty, I want this. No, I want this. And this. Okay, and the last category would be watches. Okay, so I'll have this Harry Potter watch and the woman's wristwatch. Okay, so done. So right now we have added, if you're counting, 10 products. Okay, so right now, previously we learned how to add products. So if you click on products here, you notice the 10 products have been uploaded. Okay, just to double check, 10 products selected. Very good. So all 10 products have been uploaded. You notice that the titles, you change the title as well. Okay, you can quickly view in your online store, but we are not going to do that yet because it will look very empty. Okay, just to give you more information on the product. So this is where you key in the title. You can change the title here. You can change the description here. You can even add images or GIFs or videos here. Okay, you see all the images we have uploaded. You can change the arrangement of the images by just dragging and dropping. So this is the first image to display. So usually you want the best image. I want something like this because it has the model posing with the product itself. Okay, over at variants, this is where you update the prices. Okay, over here, as we have seen, we have already done this in Oberlo, but for some reason, if you want to change the prices, you can do it here. Okay, and also you can reorder. There's options to reorder variants, edit options, and add variants. So once again, this is all subjective depending on the merchants, the store owners' preferences. So one final thing we have to do before we create the collections, we have to add tags to the products itself. So by adding tags, we are effectively sorting them into the collections already. So let me show you the process of how we do it. And the thing is, many new owners, they make the mistake of adding tags individually. There's actually a very powerful feature in Shopify called bulk editor. So whenever you're editing products, always do it in bulk, because this is going to save you so much time compared to if you do it individually. Okay, so to go into your bulk editor, you simply select all products, then you see this edit products button, you click on it. Okay, and you'll be redirected to the bulk editor. So this editor allows you to edit a range of different stuff, including what you see here, the title, the text, which we are going to do now, product type, and all this information about your product. Okay, so we are going to ignore all of these, okay, because it's really subjective and depending on the merchant's preferences. Okay, so what we are going to do now is, firstly, I want to remove all these fields because they are complicating my view. Okay, so I just simply click on the X to remove, and after that you can see the 10 products that I have uploaded. Okay, so this makes it easier. So right now, because I want to edit the text field, so I simply click on text, and this is where I can start adding the text efficiently in a very quick manner. Okay, so I'll just do that. There's no hard and fast rule on how you add your text, but generally you just want it to make sense. Okay, so I'm going with a very simple method here. Okay, so just according to what the product is. Okay, so this is a bra, this will be a toy. Okay, this will be a toy as well. This will be jacket. And by the way, you can add more than one text as well. Okay, so just for the purpose of showing you how to add text, we are just gonna add one for now. This will be woman. Okay, this will be suits. And so on and so forth. You get the idea. So false nail. And I'm just gonna finish this up, and this will be watch. Okay, you can add Harry Potter as well if you want. This will be beauty. No, this will be nail, and this will be watch as well. So now that we have done this important step of adding text, we are able to now create collections and sort the relevant text to the collections we want. So think of text as the condition. certain products must have this condition. In this case, must have certain tags. So for example, products with the tags bra and woman will go into my woman collection. Products with the tag toy will go into my toy collection. Product with the tag jacket suit will go into my men's collection. Make sense? Okay, so we are going to save right now. And once we have done that, we will start creating our collections. Click on collections. Okay, so you see by default Shopify has already created a homepage collection, but we are not going to use that. Okay, so we click on create collection here. And then let's say I want to create my first collection for the men's accessories and fashion wear. So instead of using that title, I'm just going to go with for him. Makes it more relatable. Okay, so once we have the collection title, I can actually key in a little description here. Shop our best and most fashionable styles for him in 2019, something like this. Okay, I can even add a collection image if I want to. Okay, so now this is the important section where you want to take note of. Okay, so there are two main ways to add products into collection. Firstly, the manual way, meaning that you have to do it individually for every product, or the automated way, which you set certain conditions, then after which Shopify will automatically sort these products to the collection itself. Okay, so remember the part I mentioned earlier about adding tags. Okay, so this is where we put it to work. So you see by default Shopify already has the condition as product tag. Now of course you can set the condition as title, type, and other different conditions, but the most ideal setup is using tags. It's the easiest to distinguish your products as well. Okay, and the condition will be is equal to, but if you are using tags, there's only one option. And in this case, remember we had the suit and the jacket for that are going to be under men's collection. Okay, so firstly I'll add the jacket. Okay, so that jacket or any product with the jacket tag will fall into this collection. Okay, then because I have a second condition, so I'll click add another condition, and the same thing, because we are just adding another tag, then I will type in suit. Okay, then before we click save, we have to set the condition as any condition to make this either the product tag is equal to jacket or product tag is equal to suit. If you set as all condition, then the product must have both of these tags. Okay, so once we have set that up, we just click on save. And you should see that the two products show up over here. So once again, they show up over here because they have the tags of jacket and suit. Okay, so you see how, once you understand how this works, it becomes more straightforward when you're adding even more products and creating more categories. Just follow the general rule. Add the tags first to the products, then create the collections and set the condition on what tags will go into what condition or what collection. Okay, now the other common method to create collections and add products to collection is to do it manually. Okay, so usually we don't do this. This is not recommended because if you have a few products, it's easy, but what if you have thousands of products? Then it makes more sense to just add the tags in bulk, then have Shopify automatically sort the products and put them in the correct collections instead of having to do it manually. But manually, there's a very powerful advantage of using this method. Okay, I'm gonna show you how. So imagine for your store you want to have a unique collection such as trending collection or bestseller collection or on sale collection. Usually we want to have those, right? But they include a lot of different types of products. Okay, so and also they are usually hand-picked products. Okay, not every product can be a trending product. Not every product should be on sale. Not every product will be featured. So in the case where you want to handpick and you want to showcase certain products under a certain collection, then you do this. You go to collections, okay, you create a collection. So right now I'm going to give you the example of best sellers collection. I want to create a best sellers collection. Okay, then I will choose the manual method, then I click on save, and because I will know which products are my best sellers, or rather which are those that I want people to know are my best sellers, okay, I will click on, this is where I will add the products manually. Okay, so let me just type in something here to make it clear for you. Check out these best sellers. Okay, and then this is where we add our product. So I can click on browse, and let's say I want the jacket and this one, as well as the wristwatch as my best sellers. Okay, so this is how I manually add them. Then once you've selected the products, you click on add. Okay, and you see the product list will be updated. Then you save. So this is another method how you can add products manually. Now the last bit of information I want to share with you is how to sort products. So you see this option over here. By default, Shopify sorts it as best selling, but sometimes you want to sort it in a different way, right? Maybe you want to sort it according to alphabetical order, or this in our case, this one I use a lot manually because I want the order to be a certain way. So what I do is I click on manually, then I want my watch to show up first, followed by this baby crib. I want my jacket to show up last. Okay, so this is how we can manually, and it's only drag and drop, manually sort the arrangement, the ordering of the products. Okay, because certain people, they want certain products to be front and center. So right now we are in our Shopify store again. To create or to generate your policies pages, you simply head over to settings and you click on legal over here, and then you simply click for your refund policy, privacy policy, and terms of service. Just click create from template, create from template, create from template. That's it. Shopify will automatically generate your policies for you, and these are the default policies, so you don't have to change them at all because it's all customized to your store, unless you have some special shipping or delivery or refund arrangements that is different from what Shopify generates. Then you may want to update it a bit, but in general 99% of the stores, they are going to use the general the default policy, so just keep it as that. Now you notice that if you scroll down all the way, there's shipping policy as well, and you cannot create from template because this is highly subjective. It depends on different owners. So this one, you don't have to fill it up here. Usually I'll just create a separate page for this, so I'll just leave this blank. Okay, so once we have done this, you just click on save, and there you go, your policies are generated. Okay, now that we have generated our legal pages, we are going to generate the other pages. Okay, so what we do is you click on online store, then you click on pages. Okay, so right now there are no pages in our store yet. Okay, so what you do, very simple, you click on add page, then you key in about, and this one is up to you. Once again, you can key in about us or you can key in our story, it's up to you. Okay, then you complete your story section over here. Okay, so let me just quickly draft out something and save this page. Alright, so I have completed my write-up for our story section, and this is just a little introduction about my store. So it is a general store, meaning that there won't be any niche specific content there. It's a very general write-up, and if you want to use this template, go ahead. This is something that if I'm creating stores for my clients, I will use this kind of template as well. I'll include some information about what we provide, a bit about our service, and delivery, and also to let them know that then they can contact us if they have any questions. Okay, so this is for the About Us page, and we are going to save now. Okay, so that's done. Next, we will create the Contact Us page. So you simply click on Create Another Page, then you key in Contact, and then you have to change the page template to page.contact. You see this over here? Because usually Shopify, they won't change it for you. Okay, this is so that your contact forms, the form fields can show up. Okay, and you'll see this later on. So this is a very simple setup. You can type in some content over here. For example, use the form below to contact us if you need any help or something like that. So that's it, 2 pages down to use my templates, and I'm going to show you my templates. Feel free to use them and just use the template, but don't copy exactly word for word. Use the templates and modify and improve according to your own store. Okay, so we click on Create Another Page, the FAQ first. Okay. Okay, so this is how our FAQ page will look like, and you want it to be professional. So we have different sections over here with key information on shipping, on order and refund, and on payment information, because these are all the key information customers need to know. Okay, so just for your case, for your store, please tweak accordingly to your own content or your own niche. Okay, so right now, who are we? We are on a mission to bring our customers the best in online shopping. Once again, you see this is a very general write-up, so please change accordingly to your niche. The thing you may need to know here is how to link, how to place links on text. Okay, so that when they can click on the links itself to make it convenient if they want to read more details. So what you do over here is simply you use the inbuilt editor, you click edit link, then you want to change this up also. So let me change this to my own link to my store. Okay, so what I'll do, because I have already created the About page, okay, so I click on our story, and then I just copy the URL. I'm just coming here to take the URL. Go back to our FAQ page, okay, highlight the learn more, and then click on edit link, replace this. If in your case it's blank, just add this in, click on edit link, and then I would want to bold it and underline as well so that they know it's a link. Okay, so this is also teaching you how to insert a link, and this you will find this useful if you are creating many pages down the line. Okay, the same process for this. Is it safe to shop with you? We will be adding a shop with confidence page. Now for the privacy policy, okay, we have to extract the link as well. So the way to do this is you have to firstly add your policy into the navigation first, because we are not able to extract the link. Or let me do this later on so that it's not confusing, because I don't want to go into navigation yet. Okay, let me just leave all this as it is first. Okay, I'll talk about the linking later on, but just to give you a general idea of the FAQ page. Okay, so we click on save. Next page, we'll create the shop with confidence page, and we'll be using a template for this as well. Alright, so this is our template for shop with confidence. Once again, feel free to use this or to reference this and improve it or tweak it according to your own store. Okay, so you see here, this is not my link, so I will need to update it to my own domain name. Okay, so I paste this over here, I replace this. So basically what I'm doing right now is just replacing all the links, and there are only 4 in my template. Okay, so that's it. That's all I'm doing now. And then I will update the link to my privacy policy as well, so that it clicks and it will redirect to my privacy policy. Okay, so once this is done, we click on save. And the last page we create is our shipping information. Okay, so shipping information. Alright, so this is the template that I use for shipping information. It's nothing too complicated, but it's not very basic and lazily written. The key information are there. Okay, we want to make sure of that. And one last thing I will add is a shipping table as well. I like to do that because this makes it very clear for your customers to know about your shipping options, because you have a visual image over there that they can easily refer to. So how to create a table within Shopify editor? The thing is, I don't use it. Okay, you can insert a table here, but I found that this is not very intuitive and the tables just come out ugly. So I don't use this editor at all, and it's not very easy to use either. So here's a hack for you. I actually go to another website. Okay, so I key in on Google search table generator, and this is the link you want to go to, HTML tables generator. So this is a really easy so-called hack that you can use, and you see that because I use this very often, so the table is already there. So what you can do with this is you can create a table over here, okay, using click and drag and drop. Then this software, this website will generate the HTML code for you. And what you do is you copy the code and then you paste to your page, and the table will turn out exactly like how you want it. So this is a really powerful and convenient tool that I use a lot. Okay, so in my case right now, I'll be displaying the key information over here. You see shipping time, shipping option, shipping rate, and requirement. So once again, please, you are the store owner, so tweak it according to your own preferences. Okay, so in this case, it will not be San Diego, but I want to ship worldwide. For the delivery, I will set it as 3 to 21 days. Okay, and then I don't want this, and I'm gonna offer free shipping. Okay, so shipping rate will be free. Requirement, no order requirement. Okay, so I like the look of this. Once I like it, and you can change the colors all that accordingly as well, but I'm fine the way it is. So I click generate. Then this table will this will be the code for this table. So I click copy to clipboard, go back to my page. Okay, and the thing is, you cannot paste it here, because if you paste it here, the code will appear. What you want to do is, you see this show HTML, click on it, and this will be your HTML section. So I simply paste the code over here. Then I go back and you see the table shows up. Simple as that. Once this is done, I'll just double check to make sure the text align. Okay, so ship worldwide for limited time only, enjoy free shipping, and if you do not receive your products, please email us. Okay, so I like this. I'm going to save. And just to give you a preview of how it looks in your online store, and there you go. Okay, your table and your shipping details. Okay, so I like this so far. So now to recap, we'll go back to just double check we have added the key pages. Okay, contact, FAQ, our story or about us, shipping information, shop with confidence, and of course our policies. Right, so next step, menus. Now we have added our key pages in our store, and it's time to display them in your Shopify storefront. So think of it this way: you want to make all these pages visible, and you want to let customers be able to find them. If you just created your pages without adding them to menus in your Shopify store, customers will not see them. So it's as good as you didn't do them at all. Okay, so that is what differentiates menus from adding pages. Okay, so we are going to do that right now, and we'll head back to our Shopify store. Okay, we are in our pages section. Okay, so to add our menus, we have to go to navigation. So we click on navigation. Okay, so please remember this, because many people will get confused by this. Navigation is always where you make changes to the menu, the drop down bar, the header bar, the footer bar, and things like that. but pages is where you add in content. Okay, it doesn't matter if you have created the pages, if you don't add them to navigation, they will not show up. Okay, so there will be, Shopify will by default generate two menus for you. Okay, and the two menus correspond to the header over here and the footer, so the top and the bottom, and this is the basic default structure of any e-commerce store. Okay, so for the footer menu, we'll go in to edit. Okay, so I will always change the title instead of footer menu to support, because it just looks more professional instead of naming it footer menu. Okay, and in the menu items, you see by default Shopify has a search search section over here. Okay, what we'll add in is the pages that we created just now, but not all of them, because this is under support. So it makes sense to add in firstly the policies. Okay, so for policies, because we generated under policies, under the legal pages, not under pages, so don't confuse that also. So we will just click on policies, and you see our three policy pages show up. So you just add them accordingly. Click add, click menu item, click on the box here. Okay, policies, add in the refund policy, then just repeat the same process, policies, terms of service. Now I'll add in some of the pages that we created just now as well, including FAQ for sure, and contact. I'll also add in shipping information and shop with confidence. So this is all under support. These are all under support, and I will drag this up because I want this to be more easy to find, the FAQ and also the contact, and the rest we'll leave it like this. Okay, once we have done this, save it. So this is the footer menu. Later we'll take a look how it shows up in your store, and then I will update the main menu as well. So remember the collections we create just now, we are going to add them in as well. Okay, so the same thing for collections and for pages. As long as you don't display them in your menus or in your navigations, they will not show up. Okay, so you see by default Shopify has the home and catalog. So what we'll do right now, this is the standard template. We'll add in pages. Firstly, we want to start with our story, and I'll drag it just after the home section. Okay, I want to add FAQ because I want this to be prominently displayed in my store, and I'll add in contact for now. So for now, these are the menu items, and also I can add in my collections, or I want to add in my collections. Okay, so how to find collections? Once again, you just click on the link, you see collections, you click on it, then all your collections will show up. Okay, so what I'll do is I will just add the different niches, the different subcategories under one general catalog, so there is a drop down list, and I will have best sellers as a separate item as itself. So this is what I'm talking about. Best sellers, add, I will drag and drop it under here. Then now we are going to create sub menus or drop down menus. So how you do this is a very simple process. You simply click on the collections, click on beauty. Okay, this is the first one. Then I just click and drag, and we shift it under catalog such that you see the arrow appearing. And this is right now beauty will be under catalog. Okay, and once you have added the first subcategory, you can just simply add menu item over here. Okay, so you go back to your collections, and we will add the remaining subcategories for her, for him, the toys and watches. Okay, so let me see if I missed anything out. Beauty for her, for him, toys, watches. Okay, so that's it for now, right? Okay, so this is how it will appear in your header bar as well. Okay, so you can just we'll just close it for now, and then I'll click save. So that's it. Your navigation, your main header navigation bar is done. Okay, so now let's just take a look. Okay, so you see this is what we are talking about: your home, our story, bestsellers, catalog. Okay, so we have to click on this so that it drops down, FAQ and contact, and all the way at the footer, these are our quick links or our support menu. We can actually change this to support under the theme editor, I believe. Then you have search, FAQ, contact, your policies pages, your shipping information, and your shop with confidence. But you notice the footer is not complete yet, and the layout, all that is not complete yet, and this is in the next section that I'll go through. Okay, so right now we are in the back end of our store, and you start off with clicking on online store. Okay, so previously the work that we have done is to give a structure, the backbone, if you will, of your Shopify store. Now we are editing and putting as much content and images as we can to get it up and running. Okay, so we are using the debut theme. Okay, so in order to start working on the theme itself, we'll click on customize. Okay, so now we are in the back end of your Shopify theme editor. Now before we start, just a quick navigation, okay, so that you understand. The left hand side is where you will make all the changes, all the adjustments, adding images, adding text, so on and so forth. Okay, the right side is to give you a preview of how it looks like, and you notice that you can switch between mobile view, this is the current working view, and the full desktop view. Okay, and over here the drop down list, you can quickly navigate into any of the pages that you want to see. Okay, and then you scroll down all the way. So right now we are in the home page. Okay, so if we are working on the home page, I will head over to the home page first, which I am in right now, and then subsequently make the changes on the left side. If I want to make changes to the product page, I click on the drop down list, I go to product page, and this will be loading because the sections for the different pages are different. Okay, so the editing options are different as well. Okay, so if I want to edit the product page, this is where I do it. Okay, similarly, just to give you another example, if I want to edit the contact page, this is what I do it. But notice that there is nothing to edit here because the contact page is a very simple page, and because previously we have already updated the page template, so this is the form view that I was talking about, and we have already added this text over here. Okay, so for the contact page, you don't have to edit it much. Okay, more of the work is over at your home page and your product pages. Okay, so we'll start off with your home page first. Now ideally you want a very nice hero image, we call it, or a homepage image. This can be a slideshow, or you can just use one image. Okay, and the thing is, if you have the budget or if you have the resources, you may want to get someone to design this for you, or you can design this yourself. But ideally we want a image that really captures your style and let your shoppers know what products or what services you are offering. So for the purpose of this video, because this is a general store, we are just going to use some free stock images that Shopify provides. Okay, so we'll start off with the slideshow over here. Okay, so this corresponds to the entire page in sequence. So if I click on this rectangular box over here, okay, and this allows me to edit the first section, which is the image. Okay, and if I click on feature collection, it will automatically go over to this section over here. Okay, and similar for the rest. Okay, so if I click on slideshow, it will direct me to the slideshow, and I can add different sections over here, and I'll just show you the best way that I like to set it up. okay, because there are many different sections that you can add. And you notice that the header and the footer are by themselves, okay, so it makes it very easy. If you want to change the header, you just click on the header section, and if you want to update the footer, you just click on the footer section, okay. And also you notice there is a theme settings over here. So this is more of the back end settings, such as your colors, your typography. That it's not necessary according to the different sections, but is settings that you are making for throughout the entire store, okay. And for this in this case, the debut theme, you can update the colors, the typography, or the fonts. The social media, you can add your social media links here. You can add a favicon image, and you can update your checkout layout, and you can update your checkout page over here, okay. So we will just go back to sections first. I will start off with the home page. So what I do now is I want to start off with the header, okay. So I click on header, and I want to add a logo for my store, okay. So I have already created my logo, so I'm going to select image, and I'll click upload an image, okay. And I'll add in my image over here. This is my logo. And to learn more about how free ways to create logo, I'll send you some resources in the description, so that you can quickly create a free and amazing looking logo on your own as well, okay. So I will select this, and the logo will show up in my store as you see here. I can also adjust the custom logo width. So I just wanted to make it a bit bigger, and I think this is the right size, okay. Let me just double check on mobile as well, okay, and on desktop, okay. So a reminder again, different themes have different customization options, okay. So you want to take note of that. Now that logo is set up, next we see the menu section over here, and it has already been updated, so I don't have to change this. I can add an announcement bar here, so I will do so. And usually I want to, as an e-commerce store, I want to let my shoppers know that I'm offering free shipping. So I'll type something like this, we ship worldwide, 100% free shipping, no taxes, and easy returns. This is what I'll usually put in my Shopify store, okay. And I can link this to a page or a collection, so I will usually link it to all collections to just get them into the collections to view my product. And I can change the color as well. So usually I will change it to something that is according to my branding, my brand colors. In this case, I'll just change it to black, okay. And under theme settings, this is where we can add your social media links, but right now we don't have them yet, so we don't have to worry about this for now. So always, as a good practice, you want to save whenever you have updated something, okay. So that is more or less done for the header. So next, that I have completed the header, because there's no other options already, I will start adding image to my slideshow. So Shopify actually provides free images, okay, so I'm going to take advantage of that. And I do have a men's fashion for him collection, so why not, let's add this, or let's try it out to see how it looks like. Okay, pretty good, but the head is cropped off. I don't really want that, so let me just use something easier to see. Something like this will be good, okay. So I'll click select, and then you see here I can just edit the alignment, the layout, the section height, text size, and all that, okay. So I won't change any of that, but I will change the heading, okay. So I'll key in something like get the best in men's fashion, okay, and shop our perfectly curated range of men's accessories and clothing, something like that. And the button label would be explore. I like to put explore, or you can put discover, okay, because so many people are using shop now, Okay, I don't like to use shop now. I prefer to use the word explore to make it more professional. And the button will link to obviously my men's fashion catalog, which is for him. Okay, and only when you add the button link that the button will show up. Okay, and also I would like to change the color of this. Okay, I don't want any blue in my store. So where to change the color? If you remember, I mentioned this previously. It's under theme settings. You click on colors, and this should be under primary buttons. So let's try it. I will just click on recently selected, and there you go. It changes to black. Okay, so once again I want to save. And then I'll just go back to the sections to complete the rest of the page. So usually I like to add some icons with text just below the main image to let my shoppers feel safe to shop in my store. Okay, so I will click on add section, and I will add text column with images. Okay, and then this is where we can add, you can edit the title, the text over here. So this is what I'll do. Okay, I'll replace this with 3 reasons to buy from us. Okay, the text alignment will be centered. Okay, so the 3 reasons here, this is also subjective. Okay, it depends on your objectives, but for me, I like to put free shipping. Okay, secondly, that we ship worldwide, doesn't matter where you live, and lastly, maybe like a 30-day refund policy. Okay, so I will just update the text over here. So I'll say something like free shipping, 100% free shipping. Okay, and I'll just change the copy a bit. We hate shipping fees as much as you do. So we've completely eliminated that, and you get to enjoy free shipping. No strings attached. I like to add this in. Okay, then next, you see the box over here, we'll have to add an image. For this case, I will want to add an icon. Okay, a free shipping, something that represents free shipping. So this is another good website for you. We'll head over to flat icon. Okay, flat icon. Okay, now we are in the flat icon website. This is where you can choose many free vector icons that I like to put in my Shopify store. So in this case, I am offering free shipping. So let me see whether there's let me just type free, see what shows up. Okay, all these doesn't look suitable except for this. Okay, so this is really good. I like this with the word free over there. Okay, so I'll just click on the icon, and I'll just download it. Now I won't go through in detail on all this. This is very straightforward. So we'll click on PNG free download. Okay, the text is already completed, so I want to upload the image. So I select image, upload. Okay, under downloads, I'll just upload and you see it show up over here. All right, so this is how I add in icons with text. So I'll now repeat the process, and we are done for the icons with text section. Okay, so this will make it more professional and assuring for your customers. But you notice right now it is all the way to the bottom, so I just drag and drop all the way just below the main image, and I click on save. Okay, next I'm going to add in my collection list. So I just want some featured collections, and the section I'm going to add is over here, gallery. Okay, I'll click on add, and this is just really to quickly showcase some of the featured collections that I have in my store. Okay, so I can choose the section height. Let's see, small. Okay, let's keep it as medium. Okay, and then we'll be able to place an image and a link that they can press. Okay, so let's feature beauty. Okay, and I'll use the free image here. Okay, so let's search for beauty, and I'll just use one of these. Okay, select, and the caption will put beauty as well. Okay, then we'll just repeat for the same for the remaining 2 collections. So I want one for toys as well, and then select image. Let's see if any toy images come out. Okay, I like this. Select, caption would be toys, and lastly we'll add watches. So collections, watches, and add my image, watches. Okay, great. Then we'll just finish with the caption, watches. So that's it for our collections, our featured collections, and it depends on what collections you want to showcase as well. Okay, I'll put it under the 3 reasons, and then we'll save. So after the featured collections, I want to showcase some of my products in my homepage. Okay, so that they know exactly what I'm offering. So I will use this featured collection that has already been set up here, and let me change to the best sellers. Okay, and I want to change this to best sellers as well. You can put it as best sellers or daily trending or trending now or something like that. Okay, so you can see these are all the products that we have uploaded. Okay, so we click on save, and then this is pretty much it in terms of some of the basic important sections you want to set up in your e-commerce store, in your Shopify store. Okay, most importantly, the header, the main image, the icon with text, the collections, and the featured products. I can go on, but you don't want to make it too excessive either. Perhaps let's see whether we have a testimonial section that we can add in over here. Okay, so if there is a testimonial section, ideally I want to add in some testimonials as well. Okay, so I will disable these. Okay, so this is pretty much how I will set up my Shopify store, and we will complete the footer. Okay, so the footer is over here. So for the quick links, we will replace this with support, and then we'll keep the newsletter here because this enables our customers to subscribe to our newsletter. So I'll probably change this to get 10% off your first order by subscribing, and I would want to link up my email funnel and discount code to this whenever they subscribe as well. This is a more advanced feature relating to email marketing. Okay, so we'll have that and talk about your business, so you can add a bit of text over here, but I'll remove, and I want to add my main menu. Okay, so I'll change this to main menu, or just main, and then change this to my main menu. Okay, so this is the best way to set up your footer section. Okay, you want to have some quick links over here, and also you want to have your email collection form. So we click on save, and the homepage is done. So once again, a reminder that you can add in new sections or change up the layout depending on your preferences and the type of products you're selling or the type of store that you have. but I just want to give you an example of a presentable way to display your homepage collection page. Okay, so remember how we move between the pages is simply use this drop down bar and we'll go to our collection pages. Okay, collection page is the page you're seeing within the collection itself. Okay, so I'm seeing within the subcategories itself. Okay, so you see within this theme they actually have a filter option that is really good. If let's see the options that I have. Okay, so you see there's not much options for this free theme. You can display either as a grid or as a list, but usually we display as a grid because the images are easier to see. Okay, I can determine how many products I want to show and the number of rows. So you only need to use this if you have a big catalog. Okay, but starting out we don't have to worry about all this. Okay, so the collection is the collection pages as well as the collection list is a pretty default setup that you don't have to make much changes to, unless you have a big catalog and unless you have a premium theme or a premium template that has more advanced features such as maybe a sidebar or filter text and things like that. Okay, so that's for the collections. Next we'll move on to your product page. Okay, so your product page is one of the most important pages of your Shopify store because this is where you should be landing your customers at whenever you're running your marketing campaigns or running or driving traffic to your store. Ideally you want to land them in your product page, and you must think of your product page not just like a page itself, but more like a virtual salesman. So the purpose of this virtual salesman is that it must be built to convert. Okay, so it must have all the necessary sales conversion features and tactics in place, as well as at the same time look as professional and clean and easy to navigate as possible. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so we'll start off within the theme editor and see what we can edit, and if there are things that I want but are not possible within the editor, I will add in some Shopify apps for that. So you notice this is the first time I mentioned about Shopify apps because this is where the product page is where we start to add them in. Okay, so we have our image, we have our title, we have our prices, we have our options over here. Everything looks good. Okay, you even have the quick buy button. Okay, and the description here as well. So this is a very basic setup for now. Let's click on product pages. Okay, you can edit the image size. Okay, and you can keep all the default settings except you want to check the show quantity selector, because this allows your customers to choose how many products they want. Okay, you don't have to show vendor because the vendor will just be your store name. Okay, and just check the remaining boxes, and we should click on theme settings as well just to double check. So this is just for your social pages. Okay, so once we have done that, we'll click on save, but that's not the end of editing your product page. There are several sales conversion features and tactics we must install in your product page, which I will touch on all this later on. But now let's go through the theme editor first. So we continue with the other pages. We have done the collection page, the collection list. If you have any blog articles, so we won't touch this for now. The cart section will be important, okay, because so we click on this. So you see there's option to enable cart notes. So for my case, I am not going to let my customers leave any notes. That it is not needed unless you are having some, for example, personalization option. Then maybe you want to enable cart notes so that they can leave their details on how they want the personalization to be, or the personalization details. Then it will make sense to enable cart notes, but for my case I don't need it. So that's it for the different sections. Okay, for the contact page we have already updated this, and the rest of the pages you don't have to change them within the editor because these are mostly text. So we have already completed all of the pages, as you can see over here. Okay, and also just a good practice, you want to every now and then change to the mobile view as well to double check that your content and your layout looks good over at mobile as well, because a significant amount of traffic will be coming from mobile. Okay, so once everything looks good, you click on save. And then I will finish up with the theme settings. Okay, so for the colors, let me just double check. For the header, for the headings and link, body text I want to change it to black, okay, so that it's easier to see. For the sale price, I definitely don't want to use this blue. I want a red color for the sale price. Okay, let me just save this. And let me see whether I can show you the sale price. Okay, so this is how the sale price will look like. Okay, and we have changed it to red, so this captures the customer's attention. Okay, so let me just double check. We have changed the colors for buttons, borders, image overlay. Okay, so right now it's fine. Okay, but this is where you update the colors. Okay, typography, I don't really like the font we are using now, so I want to change to Poppins. Okay. Okay, so this is the font I like, Poppins. Okay, I will change all of it to Poppins. Okay, and I want to bold my product titles as well to just make it stand out. And let's look at the home page. I want to see how it looks like in the home page. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so let's save. Now let me do this. I will change it to bold. Okay, I want to see how it looks like. Good, I think this looks better. Yeah, it looks better in bold. Okay, so you notice what I'm doing now. You also need to have an eye for design, that you also want to make your store with like a modern cool vibe. Okay, because and the fonts really contribute as well, otherwise it will look like a very generic, boring store. So you can see just simply changing the fonts will give it a fresher, more modern look. Right, so we'll go back to our theme settings. Social media, we don't have any social media pages yet, but just to let you know, if you have your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that, just paste the link over here, simple as that, and then the icons will show up. In fact, let's say I key in the hex key. Okay, I just key in the hex key. Okay, just to give you an example. Okay, and you see the bottom left corner of your store. So this is where your social links, the icons will show up. Okay, so I'll click on save. And then we'll go back, and I can add a favicon image as well. So I'll just use my icon. And if you don't know, the favicon image is what will appear over, you see my tabs over here. Okay, it will appear beside your store name. Okay, so let me just show you now. If we refresh this, we should be able to see the favicon. Okay, look at my mouse cursor over here. Okay, so you see the favicon over here. Okay, otherwise it will just be the default set Shopify favicon. Okay, so that's done. And your checkout page, so I recommend adding your logo, your store logo, to your checkout page as well. Okay, so I'm just adding the store logo, and let me just head over to the checkout page to see what it looks like. Okay, so the checkout should be over here. We click on cart. Okay, let me just add something to cart. Okay, so now we are at the checkout page, and then you can see the logo that we have uploaded appears here, and I want it to be bigger sized. Okay, and I can add in background image and a background image banner as well, but I don't want to do that. Okay, I just want to keep it simple. Okay, and that's it. And we click on save. So more or less right now I've shown you how to add the different sections and really bring your store to life. Okay, so what I'm doing now is, you see this bottom left hand side. Okay, I'm clicking on theme actions and clicking on preview theme to have a preview of how the store will look like, okay, at desktop. Okay, so you see the logo, the announcement bar, the main menu, okay, the splash image. Okay, so everything, all of these were done from scratch. And of course you want to add in some testimonials. Simply if you have testimonials from your customers, add them here, or you can generate some yourself as you're starting off. Okay, then you can click on the different pages over here. Okay, click on our story to have a look. So there you go. This is how you set up the main bulk of your Shopify store. So you can see now I already have some of the apps, or most of the apps implemented. So let me just show you the process of adding apps, and it's the same for every single app. So what you do is you click on visit the Shopify App Store. Alright, and once you are in the App Store, you basically use the search function to search for the app that you want. I simply key in Trust Badge and I hit enter, and you can see that I already have the app over here. So this is what it will look like if the app is successfully installed. Okay, so you choose from the range. Now just a recommendation when it comes to apps, yes, there will be many different apps performing the same function. You want to take note of the number of reviews, of course the star rating, and whether it's free or paid. I recommend if there's a free app that can perform the same function as a paid app, then just go for the free one and save your money. So you click on for example, this free trust badge, and you click on add app. Okay, I'm not gonna do this here because I already have did this previously. Okay, so let's go into the app right now to see how it works. So you can see over here, free trust badge, beautiful payment badges to convert more sales. Okay, so basically there is always an activate function for all of the apps. So for example, this one, as you can see, once I toggle, it will either activate or deactivate. Okay, and over here I will select the badges that I want. And when it comes to apps, there is always this premium function. So my recommendation, if you are beginner to this, you don't have to get the premium functions like this upgrade or this. Is not necessary to get you sales. Just focus on the basic selection. Okay, so what I do over here is that I want to showcase MasterCard, yes, Visa, PayPal, Stripe, and VeriSign. So my badge selection is over here, and you can see it's pretty straightforward. Okay, if I want to remove this, I simply click on the X, and if I want to add more badges, for the basic badges it's all free. Okay, but you have to pay additional for premium, so that's not important for now. So once done, one last thing, maybe I want to design setting, I want to bold the text, so I click on bold and I save. So once the settings has been saved, what you usually want to do is you click on your online store. you want to quickly see the preview to see whether it worked or not, to see whether the app has been successfully implemented. Okay, so the placement of the trust badges should be somewhere around here. And you can see that's where it shows up, secure and trusted checkout with all these. Okay, exactly the same. So this is for trust badges. Next, let's move on to the next one, countdown timer. As you can see, I've also implemented the countdown timer over here, but let me just show you once again. And the setup, basically adding the app, is the same process. Visit the App Store, key in countdown timer. Okay, in this case, you want to key in this the name over here, and then the name of this app is called Boost Convert. Okay, so once again, like I said, there are many different options, Hurrified and other countdown timers, but the one that I like to use that is free is this one. So what I'll do just for the countdown timer is click on the timer countdown. Okay, you can set the timer settings, all that according to your preferences. Timer on product page. Okay, so I've changed this to bold and red color, and I can tweak the design as well. And the widget position is not important, we'll just leave it there because that's where we want it to be. Okay, and maybe I want to bold all this text below, so I click on bold. You see that, and then click on save, and I'll just refresh to make sure the changes has been saved. And the same for the product stock. Okay, so over here you can change the message accordingly. Okay, only 6 left in stock, and these are all bolded. Okay, so this is for the countdown timer and the trust badge. Next, very important form of social proof, customer reviews. So if you're new to this, I recommend to just use the official Shopify app for product reviews. It's basically called product reviews. Okay, and what you can do is actually write a test review. Say I'll just write here very quickly. Okay, 5 stars. Submit review. So this is just to show you a preview of how reviews look like. But when it comes to conversion optimization and a long-term profitable e-commerce store, you want to make it a good practice that you always encourage your shoppers whenever they purchased an item to leave a review. Okay, and even better if they can take a photo of the product, of the item, either wearing it or having it in action, then get them to do that and post over at your customer reviews, because this is a very important form of social proof. Next, sales pop. Let me see whether, yep, I have implemented sales pop as well. So sales pop, what it does, you will not see the preview over here because I have not made any sales yet. So that's the thing, you need to have at least your first order. You can actually make a test order so that just for the purpose of the pop showing up, but for the purpose of demonstration here, setup is very straightforward. Okay, this is the editor below. The only key point I want you to take note is the settings, the settings time before the first pop shows. So over here I change it to 5 and 7 seconds. You can change this however you want, but you just want to make it look legitimate and not spammy. Okay, when it becomes too spammy, when you have your pops appearing every second, that will be very cause suspicion, and that is not a trustworthy store at all. You want something that appears natural and showing up every now and then. So let me just show you a preview of how the pop looks like over here. So it will say somebody, Robert from Chicago, purchased this product how long ago, verified by Cart Kit. Okay, so once again, the position, the default position will be the bottom left. Okay, and one key thing to note about all these apps is that they have to work together in an integrated manner. It's not about apps for the sake of having apps. These are sales conversion features, and you don't want it to be too messy, and you don't want it to be spammy. You want it to appear professional. So, and they must work in collaboration with each other. So the countdown timer must work in sync with the trust badges and the sales pop. Meaning to say that, for example, when I come over to your store, I check out this product, I see that, okay, shopping with your store is safe. Okay, I can trust you. I don't have to worry about credit card issue and things like that. I see that, oh, this is for limited time only, this promotion. Okay, I will most likely change this price to 50% off. And however, it's for limited time only. Oh, I see that there are customer reviews. Oh, I see that there's a social proof over here, real time, somebody has bought the item. So this is what I mean by having all these apps working in an integrated manner. Together, as you see here, is an upsell app. Okay, now there are quite a lot of customization options within this app. Probably that's the reason why they charge for this as well. You can see over here. So another thing I need you to note is that you want to familiarize with the apps as well. Take some time to go into the apps, explore and familiarize with not just, but with, if you are interested in some other apps that are not listed here, because that is also very important to successfully managing your store. You want to be knowledgeable about the functions of the apps and the customization you can do within all these apps. So what I recommend you to do for this frequently bought together, as you can see here, the bundle of 3 products. Okay, so there is an option over here to change the discount. Okay, so I'll just quickly search for it, discount over here. Okay, so there's an option to apply a percentage discount to all frequently bought together bundles. So you definitely want to apply a discount, and I feel that right now this is where you do it. Is 10% is too high, so I'll just switch to 5%. I'll leave the default message and I'll click save. So the purpose of something like this is that, think of it this way: if you don't have an upsell app, basically customers, they just think, oh, if I buy this product, there's only gonna be this product that's attractive to me. But if I have an upsell app like this, I am encouraging them to buy more and giving them additional reason and incentive to buy more. And what you want to do over here is that you can actually manually set the products that you bundle together, and it's strategic to bundle products from the same collection together. If you don't do it, the app will just have the default setting like you see here, usually just random pairings. But what you want to do, the most powerful combination, is to manually set, for example, this jacket, maybe pair it with a men's pair of jeans and a men's sneakers, something like that, and that will make more sense for customers to want to buy these together. Okay, so that's for frequently bought together. Next, track order. Let me see whether I have installed this. Tractor by Shophead is the one that I recommend. It's a free app, and it supports most shipping and delivery options. So definitely you want to head into the app to understand, to find out whether your courier or your delivery your option is supported by this app as well. So one thing to note is that you want to add this into your header and footer navigational menu. Okay, I repeat, you want to add the Tractor app, the page, into your header and footer menu. So as you can see here, I've already added it, track order and track order. So how you do this is that they actually give you some instructions, step-by-step instructions here, but I'm just going to show you the easy way. So you click on navigation, you click on main menu, and if you left off the previous section where we only had all these, I don't think I have the track order up in the previous section. So what you do is you simply copy this /apps/tractor. Okay, then you add menu item, you paste, you click on this, and then you change the name obviously to track order. And this is how I get it to look like that, and how it will show up over here when I click on track order. and I see the app fully functional, and all they have to do is to key in their order number and their email address, and over here at the footer as well. Okay, and Klaviyo. So these two I probably have not installed them yet, so let's do it right now step by step. So visit the App Store once again, and what I'll do is key in Hotjar, and I click on the first one. Okay, straightforward. I click on Add App, and this one requires you to create an account, so be sure to remember your user ID and your password. So basically right now I'm just heading to find my email address because they'll need that. Okay, install app, and my email address is over here. So you see 1 and 2 over here. You just click on access Hotjar. Don't close the other one because later on you need to add your JavaScript tracking code. So once I'm in the Hotjar website, I would click on try it free, or over here, and they will prompt me to register an account, which I'm gonna do so right now. Full name, I'll put Travis To, and my email address I will put, you don't want to put this, put your store's email address. Then I'll set a password, so I'll just set a generic password over here. Okay, and I accept next. The role you choose, store owner. Will you use this account to manage clients? No. Organization name will be my store, Full Circle Store. And yes, I would like to receive emails from you. And the site URL will be this, and the site type will be e-commerce, and I'll click start using Hotjar. So once I've done all this, if it's successful, we will be seeing this page. Okay, so I'll just click on, you can take your time to read all this. Okay, create heat map, yes, and I have no users to invite, so I'll skip this. And then over here, this is important, this is the tracking code I need to paste over here. Okay, next, close. So the next thing, very first thing I do is copy and paste it here, save tracking code. Don't worry, once you just follow my steps, and if you do it correctly, the tracking code will be added. Now I'll click on access your Hotjar account. Okay, I want the latest one, so I can click this, close it. Now the last thing I need to do to verify that it's successfully installed is over here, verify installation. I click on it. Steps to verify if Hotjar is installed correctly, the URL is correct, and I click on verify installation. So you see that they open up my home page and they are verifying, and see this Hotjar installation verified. So this means that the tracking code has been successfully implemented, and what this means is that now whenever customers come into your store, they land into your store, the Hotjar app will actually record video recordings of customers' behavior in your store, as if right now what you're seeing is what you'll be able to see. Okay, so you'll also see over here at the back end, they'll automatically send this message, so I'll close it. And the main thing you want to use is recordings. Okay, you don't have to worry about the others first, worry about recordings. And you see no recordings yet, but once you start driving traffic, you'll be able to view video recordings of exactly what you see over here. Exactly, for example, if I'm a client, if I'm customers, I'm looking at best sellers, I'm looking at the pages, etc. What this app does is that it lets you see all this, and you can actually find out what's working in your store, what's not working, what are the hot selling products people are interested in, and then you can make improvements on your store based on concrete evidence and not based on trial and error or guesswork. So this is one of the most important tools to give you powerful insights. So I definitely recommend you to familiarize with this app. So that's it for this course. I really hope that you enjoyed this and you found this beneficial and practical. I wanted to make this a step-by-step course so that you can see entirely how I set it up and how easy and straightforward and manageable it can be. It really doesn't have to be a very daunting task to set up Shopify store. All it takes is time and effort like anything else. If you want it to be successful, you just have to put in more effort, and there's not much of a learning curve compared to many years ago. You don't need to know a single line of coding or programming. Everything is drag and drop. It's just up to your creativity, the images, the layout, the navigation, the message you want to send to your consumers. Okay, so this is just a quick. I hope your website looks as good as this. Definitely it can be, if you follow my steps. And yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Drop me a message or email me, and I'll be providing you some resources for next steps on basically getting success on Shopify and e-commerce in general. So I hope you find these resources helpful.